Hi, I'm Lily Nguyen, and welcome to Global Line Shipping and Shipping 2030 Asia TV. I'm here with Katie Adamson, CEO and futurist of the Futurenautics. Thank you very much for being here with us.
It's a pleasure.
So, Kate, shipping has come a long way since, the dawn of ages, really. But what are the new technological innovations that we could look forward to, and what should the shipping industry look out for?
I think actually the technology innovations are secondary to the new kind of world order, in actual fact, because shipping has always, as you rightly say, for centuries, it's served the engine of global trade. And actually we're seeing significant changes in demographics, and that's going to lead to significant changes in global trade patterns. And that's where the technologies start coming in, because the technologies are partly responsible for some of these changes. So the technologies which are disrupting the shipping industry are also the technologies that hold potential for them. Around digitization, obviously the most important ones are connectivity, particularly from a vessel perspective. One of the things that has held shipping back, if you like, in comparison to other industries, has been the expense and the complexity of deep sea connectivity. Satellite technology has literally been rocket science to communicate with deep sea vessels. Now, with the advent of sort of new satellite networks, the cost of communication is coming down. That's opened the gates to new technologies and new opportunities to bring activities on the vessel closer in to the organisation, and also, of course, the opportunity not just to transfer data to and from endpoints on the vessel, but now actually access all sorts of other functions as well on vessels. So what technology is important? Connectivity is an obvious one, and from connectivity, the gateway really to digital, all the other digital opportunities. There's a huge range of technologies then that you can have access to.
So what are the economic and social trends that will impact shipping?
We're entering a really interesting period in history now. We've got these global megatrends such as the shift of influence from the G to the E7, resource scarcity, rapid urbanization, climate change. And then you have all the technologies that are driving mindset change as well. And those mindsets now prefer collaboration, transparency, access over ownership, all sorts of bits and pieces. So these three things coming together to really profoundly change the world that we live in. And what's even more complicating is, thanks to the exponential growth of these technologies, it's happening much, much faster than it's ever done in the past. So shipping is not alone in trying to cope with this massive change, but it may have started a little bit of a disadvantage because it hasn't had access to the kind of bandwidth that has allowed shore-based companies to roll out all sorts of new technologies over the last sort of 15 or 20 years. So how is that going to, social economic stuff, going to impact shipping? Well, shipping exists to serve global trade, and anything that impacts global trade is by extension going to impact shipping.
So how close is the industry to Industry 4.0? Where are the gaps?
Well, Industry 4.0 really is creating a global interoperable value chain that is shared by different companies, from different countries. But the key thing is, in Industry 4.0, is merging the physical and the digital, the cyber-physical systems. Now, what's been happening over the last sort of 3, 4, 5 years is shipping and other industries have been rigidly focused on getting data. Everybody wants data and as much of it as possible, and rightly so. But what we're moving into now is another phase, really. Now we are going to be able to start materializing rather than just digitalizing, and that means bringing together all this data we have from real-world objects and allowing us to truly innovate in the physical space. So a lot of ship operators, managers have said to me over the last few years, we can't be a digital platform. We've got big assets in meat space. We've got big pieces of steel. And I think now it's beginning to be clear that all this effort that's gone into digitization and data, and bringing all that data and understanding our meat space in a digital form, now that opportunity is clear where we go next, which is to use all that data to start really innovating in cyber physical systems. So how close are we to Industry 4.0? We're absolutely not there yet, but equally Industry 4.0 is about all industry working together. So We're not all there yet. We're moving at different stages, but shipping is undoubtedly part of the journey. And I think that once people begin to understand that the next stage is these hybrid ecosystems that bring digital and physical together, I think that's possibly going to give a lot of comfort to ship operators who have struggled a little bit with the idea that everything in the future is going to be digital and these big chunks of steel floating on the ocean, what do we do with those? This now is a path to see where the two come together.
Thank you very much for being with us, Kate.
It's been a pleasure. Thank you, Lily.
Thank you.